it's Amanda from the Fiction Fairy. Happy Wednesday. I decided today that I would go ahead and do a vlog, Top 5 Wednesday, because I'm on my way to the ENT to sign some consent paperwork. As most of you may know, but some of you may not know, I'm getting my tonsils out in April. And it was supposed to be on April 1st, but it is now going to be on April 8th. So I have to go sign consent information right now. So yay, that's exciting, because every single person I talk to about getting tonsils out tells me how incredibly horrible it hurts. See, even my phone knows that how incredibly horrible it hurts. How incredibly horrible it hurts, and how it's even worse when you're older, and you should have gotten them taken out when you were younger, which, I mean, I kind of didn't have any control over. That was like my parents' deal. But yeah, so anywho, today's Top 5 Wednesday is a Top 5 bookish, not traits, Top 5 bookish things that you do. Yeah, I'll put the correct title in the thing, but I think it's Top 5 Bookish things that you do, or Top 5 Bookish traits, or something like that. So, in no particular order, number 1 is that I do not like hardcover books. Period. End of story. Why don't I like hardcover books? I don't like hardcover books because I don't like the dust jacket. Now, granted, the hardcover books usually do have a prettier cover than the paperback, just because it's so glossy and beautiful, and they really do look gorgeous. But I hate reading them because you have to read it without the dust cover. So I have to take off the dust cover. I have to remember where I put it. Half the time I don't remember where I put it. It gets squished somewhere, so now it's all crinkly. So now my book looks all fadent. And then I can't see the cover while I'm reading it. I really like to reference back to the cover for whatever reason while I'm reading. So number 1 is I do not like hardback books to read. I like them to look at. I prefer paperback. However, I do have some hardback books, because some of them, the hardback is just cheaper from wherever you're buying it from. And sometimes I want the book right away, and it happens to be hardback first, because that's the way they release them. And so, that's what I had to buy, was the hardback, because I didn't want to wait for the paperback to come out. Number 2 is that I cannot read sitting in bed. If I read sitting in bed, without fail, I will fall asleep. Probably in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if I love the book, if it's one of my favorites, I will totally fall asleep reading in bed. I have to be sitting up on the couch. I can't lay down on the couch, or sitting in a chair at my desk or something like that. But I can't read even just sitting in bed. I cannot read lying down on the couch, because I will fall asleep. I do not know why. The book doesn't have to be boring or anything like that. It's just something that happens. Number 3 is that I do not break the spines on my books ever. If you look at my bookshelf, they look brand new. They look like they have never been read. So I am one of those people who do not like to break the spine, and I do read my books only half open, which, when you're reading in public, looks kind of weird to people, because it looks like you're trying to hide the pages from somebody, because you can't open the book completely, especially if it's a kind of fat book, like if you're reading I think it's By Way of the Kings by Brandon Sanderson, or if you're reading a Stephen King book or something, those are really fat books. So it makes it extra hard, because essentially all the books that are towards the spine, you're kind of cutting it off and hoping you're making out the right word, because you don't want to open it wide enough. So I am one of those weird people who do read with the book only half open, because I don't want to break the spine. The 4th kind of bookish reading thing that I do is that I can only read 1 book at a time, period, end of story. I have tried several times to read more than 1 book at a time, and it's just not something that I can do. I'm not quite sure why I can't do it, but I can't do it. And sometimes I do want to read more than 1 book at a time, but it just is not something that I have the ability to do. I get confused on my stories. I I don't know, it's difficult. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing right now, I totally just pulled into the incorrect parking lot. I pulled into the Animal and Bird Healthcare Center. Sometimes I hate coming out. So yeah, I have to read one book at a time, which sometimes sucks because sometimes I'm not really into a book, but I want to finish it, and I need to complete that book before I can move on, because even if I'm not really enjoying it, that story is still stuck in my head, so I need the story to kind of like complete and finish out, so that way I can move on with my life and go ahead and start a new book. So yeah, and I think, okay, yeah, I pulled into the right one this time. So yeah, so that is a bit obnoxious. And then the fifth kind of little reading, bookish quirk, I guess you could call it quirk or something, that I have is the fact that I am a person that is a cover buyer. There have been plenty of stories that people have said are so terrific and so good and you should read them, but if the covers are ugly, I can't. I just can't. I can't even read them in e-format if they have an ugly cover. I know it's wrong. I know I shouldn't do it. I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I know. But it's just something that I do. It's something that I can't stop. And, you know, it's just one of those things that kind of like sucks. I wish I wasn't like that, because there are a lot of books that sound really great, but then the covers are just so hideous. I just can't even handle it. So those are my top 5 bookish quirks, things, traits that I do. So I'm really excited I did this top 5 Wednesday. I totally know I said that I'd be uploading only on Monday and Tuesdays, but I figured, hey, I was out. Why not do a top 5 Wednesday? And clearly I'll upload this once I get home from work, because it's like 1, so after here I'll go straight to work. I won't be home until later on tonight. So this will be posted like late, because your homegirl has to get her workout on when she gets home. So, yes, this will be posted very, very late tonight, but nonetheless, I will get it up. So yeah, so I hope that you guys have a great and wonderful day. Oh my gosh. Pray for me with this whole ENT thing. Even though I don't get my surgery till April, I am incredibly scared, and I will probably make a video about it, because I've never been put under general anesthesia, and I have the worst anxiety about it. So I probably will do a video about that, and I probably will try to do a video on my surgery, if I can get my dad or my husband or somebody to kind of record it the day of my surgery. So yeah, so I guess that I will be talking to you guys later, gators. So bye, thanks for watching.